Good morning, Mvskoke Nation. Braden Harper with Mvskoke Media here, and I am joined today by Autumn and Raini Deerinwater. Autumn and Raini, how are you doing this morning?
Good.
I am great. I'm good.
Wonderful. Well, as some of you may already know, Autumn and Raini were recently featured in a Billboard campaign, and they also recently came back from a trip from the place where that Billboard campaign debuted. Could you both tell us a little bit about where you just came back from and how was the trip?
So we just came back from New York City. We went to Times Square to see the Billboard. The trip was so much fun. It was my first time in New York City. So it was like really surreal to see like all the billboards in Times Square and like just like actually how big they are. Because you see it on TV all the time, and seeing it in person is just like a whole nother experience. So it was really fun. I really want to go back again.
Yeah, the trip was great. This is my second time in New York City, and I kind of just wanted to show Autumn around of what there was to look at and do, and it was really fun. We enjoyed it. And then yeah, being in New York City and seeing the Billboard actually up and live, it was truly an amazing experience that I don't think I can actually put into words. So it was just amazing.
Tell us what else. I mean, obviously you saw yourselves on the Billboard in Times Square. What else did you do while you were in the city?
We kind of just walked around and looked at everything that we could. We did Central Park. We did a little carriage ride through Central Park, and that was really cool, and ended up raining that afternoon. And I was like, well, why don't we just go run out in the rain in Central Park? Because when are we ever going to do this again? So we just hopped off the little carriage and ran around and soaked in the rain. So that was fun. And then that was like one of the things. Oh, we went to Times Square the night before just to kind of check it out at night. I didn't get to go at night before, so it was really cool to see like how bright it is and how much bigger it seems when it's dark outside. I don't know why, but we did that too.
We had also went to the Brooklyn Bridge. That was actually really cool. Again, seeing it on TV, it just doesn't process that these places are actually real, kind of. So that was one of my favorite things to do. It was actually like so pretty we went at night. So like seeing all the city lights and the lights on the bridge, and it was really cool.
That's wonderful. So a little bit about this Billboard campaign. You worked with Sheila Tucker, who is an Indigenous fashion designer from Canada. Could you tell me a little bit about what it was like working with her?
Well, Autumn had previously worked with Sheila before, so I know that Autumn had mentioned she was like great to work with and all this stuff. So that got me really excited to be a part of this. And from the very start to even now, Sheila has just been really amazing to work with, and she has an idea in her head and she wants it a specific way, which is great, and because she knows what she wants and how she wants it to look. And I think that we've been able to all manage that together. If there's something that we may see or want to add in or anything like that, she's open to that as well, of taking in those opinions and ideas and kind of getting it formed into her ultimately what her idea and her goal is with the Billboard or any shoot that she's doing. So it was really great working with her. I really enjoyed her. She's funny. She's very sweet, very genuine. So it was really easy, and it was not as like nerve-wracking, because you go through the shoot, all this other stuff, and then you get the Billboard, and that can be pretty. It seems like it can be pretty easy, but it's like really not. And she made it that easy process from start to now. So it's been really, really great.
Wonderful. I do have a question for you two. You're both recent OSU graduates. Is that correct?
No, just me.
Oh, just you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did have a question. I noticed that the designs that you wore in the campaign were bright orange, and I was just wondering if there was a coincidence there.
No, there's not. Sheila had mentioned she had gotten her inspiration for the beaded top that I wore. I think it was from, so this is, if I'm thinking correctly, I think this is where she got it from. Something that Rihanna had worn on the runway, or like not on the runway, but on a red carpet or something that she had seen Rihanna, and she's like, oh, I think she's got that inspiration from there, but I think that's where that came from. But with that being me going to OSU and wearing bright orange, that there was no it was just a coincidence that that happened, but there's no like significant meaning between the two.
I see. Did you both feel like Rihanna when you wore those and you had the photo shoot?
I mean, yeah. After she said that's where she got the inspiration, I immediately knew what she was talking about. I remember seeing that picture and I was like, ooh, like I can't wait to wear something that's like inspired by Rihanna and made by Sheila. Like, so yeah, I did. I felt a little bit like Rihanna in that.
That's wonderful. I did have a few questions kind of about, your upbringing, you're both sisters. What was it like growing up together? What was that dynamic like for you two?
I always explain it. So everyone's like, what's it like having a twin and all that stuff? And I'm like, it's literally just like a best friend that's your age. Like, I mean, we're sisters. We spend all of our time together and, we share clothes and fight over our clothes. So I was just like, it's just having a best friend around the whole time and being able to get to do things together made things growing up that might have been a little harder easier, or if things that were fun that we got to do together made it even more fun because we got to experience that together, and obviously people don't get to. So I think growing up together and always being together until a couple years later, we kind of started drifting into our own directions in life as we're getting older. But we still pretty much include each other or talk about what's going on in our lives and stuff. We're still best friends, of course. And we just have different routines and dynamics in life now that we're older. And it's just a best friend that's your age at your side at all times, no matter how good things are, how bad things get, or how young or old you are. So, yeah.
Wonderful. And Autumn, I'll ask this question of you. How do you feel like you two complement one another?
I'm definitely a little bit more on the wilder side. I'm more spontaneous and down to do things. Rainy is kind of more calm. She kind of has to like think things through and be like, is this right? Like, should we do this? She thinks a lot about things. And I'm just kind of like, well, let's do it. Like, why not? Like, come on, let's do it. So it's kind of just like, that's just kind of how we balance each other out,
Yeah, absolutely. So growing up, did either of you ever think that you would model one day, or did you ever have dreams of modeling?
We kind of just always have thought about it, but we, like being in athletics our entire life and going to college, it was just kind of something we didn't really feel like we should pursue at that very moment. But now that we're kind of settling down in our own things and just having a little bit more free time, I think it's something that we definitely have really thought about lately, like just actually just going and pursuing it. So
yeah, absolutely. So tell us, now that you've had this experience, you're featured on one of the largest platforms in the world. I'll ask you both individually, and I'll start with you, Rainy. Do you feel like a role model?
Yeah, yes, and a little bit no. I hate to say no, but I have always in my life tried to be a role model of some sort, different aspects in my life, especially with sports. I played sports my whole life. I was kind of had to have like a role model perspective and view because, there's girls younger than me looking up to me. And even through college too, I played softball in college for a couple of years. I always had felt like I had to take on that role model type. So that's where my no comes from. But yes, because it's such a bigger platform now, and the attention that we've been getting and stuff, I've always known that I've had that role model aspect in my life. And now that I get to put it on a bigger platform and more people can reach it, yes, I do feel like a role model. And I hope that I am, because, I work hard every single day, and no matter what I'm doing, to leave some sort of impact or some sort of inspiration on other people daily, just so they remember me and the lesson or the laughter or the fun that we had together, or they know about me or anything like that. So yeah, I have like a yes and no answer to that, because yes, I do. It's on a bigger platform. And then no, because I've always kind of tried to put that role model thing about my like for a while now. It's been a long time since I've tried to have that role model. What do you call it? The role model, just to be a role model all my life, I guess.
Autumn, do you feel like a role model as well?
Yeah, like Rainey said, we've been in sports our entire life, so we try to be a role model to the younger people around us. And even like with me, I worked a management position at a job that I had, and I worked around a lot of young people, so I was still kind of in that role. I never really like got out of that. So just Rainey said it pretty well.
Wonderful. What advice would you have for Native Americans that want to pursue modeling?
To just do it. I know that sounds very cliche, but the only way to get started is to do it. And for further advice on is, there's people that are gonna not like something that you're trying to pursue or that you're wanting or what you want out of that. And then there's people that are gonna absolutely love it and adore it and want you to be a part of that. And it's very important to take lessons from both of those things. So take a lesson out of things that are going on in your life or things that you've been told, because not the bad things don't necessarily mean that they're always bad. And the good things are always, of course, going to be good. So like my advice is just to take a specific lesson out of each thing that you've been through or that you're given or things that people have said to you, because those lessons live on throughout your life in different aspects of your life. They don't necessarily just mean specifically that thing, but you could take that lesson you learned in this situation and put it into another situation and learn from that. So, there's always going to be ups and downs and things that you do. And, that's okay. That is okay. That's a path that you're supposed to be going through, even though you may not understand it. But that is something in your life that you have to learn a lesson from and move on and take that lesson and just prepare yourself and understand why, things happen that are great and things that happen that are bad.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Another question for you, Rainey. I asked Autumn this, but what did this mean to you to be able to go, do this incredible thing, but also get to do it with your sister? What was the journey like?
It was really fun. I'm glad that we got to do it together, because in all of our successes in life, we're always supportive of one another. And then, Autumn had previously done shoots with Sheila, and I was like, wow, that's like amazing. What a great opportunity. That's awesome. And then she asked me to do this with her, and I was like, that's even better. Like, I'm glad that we get to be on a platform together and make some sort of impact together. And, that's just, people think of twins always together. And after a couple years of us drifting off into our different areas in our lives, being able to do something together again, and, getting to travel together to new places and getting to experience this it's an undescribable feeling. You just have your best friend at your side, and it's, we always pick up where we left off, of course. And, I thought it was really great that, we get the opportunity to do this together.
Indeed. That is really special. So I have to ask, do either of you have any intentions of pursuing modeling further? I guess my question is, when are we going to see you both on a Maybelline commercial?
I think we're just kind of taking it day by day now, just seeing what new opportunities arise, and we're just going to see what happens. Hopefully we're in a Maybelline commercial soon. That would be fun, but we got to work our way up there. So
yeah, I'm excited to see what the next couple of opportunities I have next coming up. I got asked about a really great opportunity coming up in October, so I'm excited about that. And it's local to Tulsa, so it's not anything like a Maybelline commercial, but eventually I will take every opportunity that I have with modeling and getting into this industry a little bit more and figuring out my path here. So Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm, like I said, taking every opportunity that I can to be in this industry and like make an impact and make a mark in it.
Absolutely. So I just have one last question to round out this interview. And I've already asked Autumn, so I'll start with you, Raini. What does it mean to be Mvskoke, Native American women, have this opportunity to be featured on a platform of this scale?
What this means to me, obviously it means a lot because, over lots of years, Native Americans were being looked over, and, whether it was, just living our everyday lives to being in big industries like film and fashion and all that stuff. So it means a lot to me to be someone out of Oklahoma, be Mvskoke, and making a mark and saying, like, I can do this, and we've been here, and there's lots of us that can do this. And so, our family and friends got to do, Red's Dogs and Killers of the Flower Moon, and, be a part of those like extra filmings and stuff. And then now we have like Quanah Chasing Horse, who's, in the Met Gala and walking in like a Paris fashion show and stuff like that. Like, that is amazing because that means that, yes, it can happen, and you have opportunity where you're from, and that can bring opportunity all over the world. And, so I think that's really great. And it means a lot to me because I get to be from Oklahoma and be Mvskoke, and I get to be put out in front of millions of people in Times Square, whatever next opportunity is, and let them know that I've worked hard my entire life and I've created, a life for myself that I love and I enjoy, and that, younger kids in this area can look at me and say, I can do that too. Or, other people all over the world or all over the US can look at me as well and say, I look like her, I can do that. Or, I'm Native American and I can do that. So it means a lot to me, and I've really enjoyed this experience, and I will always hold it really close to my heart because it means more than just a picture. It's two Native American women from Oklahoma, after our adversity that we may have faced throughout our lives and stuff like that, that it means so much more.
And Autumn, has your answer changed much since last time?
No, it's just really great to be able to do this and represent our tribe and to just be a part of this. It's been really great and inspiring. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, that's all I have for us today, but thank you so much for your time this morning. And then truthfully, it is a good day to be Mvskoke and see our people up on a billboard in Times Square. I just think this is fantastic. And here at Mvskoke Media, we are very proud of both of you. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Yeah, thank you.